Hello, 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 Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, wherever you may be sitting in from. This is LaShawanda Moore, your professional development consultant, life and business coach. I am also a business strategist, so if you need any support from a strategic standpoint, that's my thing. Hey, I wanted to chime in tonight to talk really quickly about avoiding burnout. I have a Facebook group, and in that group, one of the topics that came up was how do I scale my business without getting burned out? And so I just want to talk about 7 principles that I have used. I'm not going to go into depth of all of them because some of them are just self-explanatory, but I want to throw out those 7 principles that I have used throughout my life. Many people ask me, how do you do it all, Lashwanda? You are an employer, you are a wife, you are a mother of 4 children, you're an employee, you have several businesses, you're involved in ministry. Like, how do you do it all and maintain your sanity? So these 7 principles that I'm going to share with you are the ones that I have used. The very first one is spiritual connection. This is an absolute must for me in my life. I firmly believe that you have to have a connection to a higher power, and for me, it's God. I am a Christian, so I spend time with Him every morning before I do anything else. The very first thing that I'm doing is reading my word. So when I pick up my phone, I'm picking up my phone to read my Bible app, not to read social media, email, or anything like that. My thing is to make sure that I put good stuff into me before I take on the chaos of the world, before I read something that disgusts me or makes me feel like I have to go and do something else, right? The very first thing is to spend time with the Lord and to really work on my intimacy with Him by sitting and listening to Him as well. So I'll read and pray, but also I want to hear from Him, and I will jot down on my phone in the notes or in my Bible app of what I hear Him saying. So it's very important to have a spiritual connection so that you have guidance on what you should and should not do. Okay, so number 1 principle to avoid burnout and overwhelm is to have spiritual connection and alignment so that you're moving and operating in the way you should be. The second one is physical strength. Your body cannot do all the things that it needs to do if you're not taking care of it, right? So exercising, regular exercise really helps you with fueling your body with the right hormones that will enable you to be happy, to be joyful, etc. But also strong, and you have the endurance that is necessary for you to go and do the work that you've been called to do. So it's very important that you have some sort of exercise in your regimen, in your day, in your schedule. Plan it all out. Get it on the schedule of when you're going to do what you're going to do. But physical strength is critical to being able to do it all and do it well and avoid overwhelm. The next one is clarity of your why. You know, I am so big on knowing your true why, and I'm not talking about a surface why. You always hear me say this when I'm talking about the why. I'm not talking about a surface why, like I'm doing this to pay off college, or I'm doing this to pay off my home so that I don't have a mortgage. Those are results. Okay. Your why is not about you, but because of you. Your why is about a cause that you support, right? And it's your passion and your drive and your pull for humanity, something you believe about people that moves you and really makes you operate. And when things start to get a little topsy-turvy, you can drill in on your why and use that as the lens from which you make decisions, right? So every bright and shiny object that comes your way doesn't mean you grab it if it is not advancing your why. So when we're scaling our businesses, when we're looking at taking our businesses to the next level, is it in alignment with your why? Is it in alignment with your calling and your purpose? Okay, so the first three principles that we've gone over. Number one, spiritual connection. And hey, if you're listening to this on the replay, type replay so that I know that you were here. And also to get some engagement going so that Facebook, social media, all of them can serve this out to more people so that they have the support. So the first one that I've gone over was spiritual connection. The second one, physical strength. The third one, clarity of your why. The fourth one is the use of your support system. I am a firm believer that iron sharpens iron and that you need to surround yourself with like-minded people who are headed in the, that are upward in their thinking, right? They are understanding of your grind. They are understanding of the fact that you have a call to run a business or to have a career that impacts people, right? So your support system, they're your cheerleaders, they're your encouragers. They're also people that you can delegate things to. As females, we do not have to do everything, right? Every other week, there's a house cleaner that's going to come here because I don't need to do the deep cleaning. Let somebody else who does that and enjoy doing that while I'm spending time with my family, or I am working on something that needs to be worked on. So those things, if you have the means to be able to do it, right? Don't be afraid to delegate out tasks and to hire, right? Get a team of people who are bought into your call and who are bought into the work that you're doing, right? And have that team of people a part of your support system. I have someone that I called on when I scheduled my event that's coming up this Saturday. I knew I needed an assistant with me. Like, there was no way I wanted to run that event by myself. And I have someone that I can call on. Every time I call on her to assist me, she's right there to help me out and willing and able. So don't be afraid to use your support system, delegate things out, and operate in the stuff that you're good at, right? Know your strengths and do all that you can in what you're good at. The stuff that you don't feel, delegate that out. Okay. The next one is have systems in place. A lot of times when we're, all over the place and getting burned out is because we don't have a systematic approach to things, right? So what's your approach to your day? What's the plan that you have in place for your business? Like, what days of the week are you going live? What are you doing in a systemic way that you can count on yourself to do it that way? And you don't have to always think about it or reinvent the wheel. You already know what it is that you're going to be doing, how you're going to be doing, because it has become systematic for you. For instance, when I talked about, I'm sorry, my dog is doing something in this corner. When I talked about the spiritual connections and the importance for me of doing devotion, like, it's systemic for me to the alarm to go off and me to pick up my phone and open up my Bible app and work through the Bible plans. That is systemic, okay? Because I'm doing it every day, okay? So think about the tasks that you have to do and how do we schedule these things so that it is almost routine and it is systemic, okay? The next one is have a self-care regimen. For me, I love essential oils and diffusing essential oils and just kind of sitting back in this. There's a chair over here, and propping up my legs and just having some quiet time, or playing my music. I have a little speaker on it plugged in back there, and I'm just playing some music. But what do you do to decompress? What do you do to take care of your soul, your body, and your mind? And I'm not just talking about going to get your nails done, but what are you doing? Self-care is soul care, right? So how are you paying attention to your soul to make sure that from the inside you are being fed I have a Bible study um, on Tuesday morning. I do not know what my dog is doing. A toy must be under there. I have a Bible study on Tuesday mornings at 5:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And during that time, I'm getting fed, right? I go to service on Sunday mornings, that fellowship and being around people. I'm getting fed, right? So self care is soul care. Don't forget about the internal aspects of yourself that need to be cared for just as much as your physical. So I'm not saying don't get a massage. I love a spa. That's one of my favorite things to do anywhere that I go. But make sure that you're doing both yourself on the outside and on the inside. All right. So spiritual connection, physical strength, clarity of your why, use of your support system, systems in place, a self-care regimen, and then lastly, celebrate. Make sure that you are celebrating the small wins. Make sure that you are recognizing yourself for progress. Every time you put one foot in front of the other and you accomplish things, you get results, celebrate, have fun, and enjoy your life. Don't be so consumed with work that you are not carving out times to celebrate with your family, your friends, even yourself. Okay, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure sharing with you the 7 principles that I personally use to avoid overwhelm and burnout. And it helps me do it all and do it well. I don't believe in balance, but I do believe in being multifaceted and multidimensional to know what needs to be cared for at what time, what aspects of my life need to be cared for. I am a proponent of the calendar, right? So a lot of these things that I just shared with you, they're on the calendar. When I'm going to work out, um, when I'm going to do whatever, right? Take the kids wherever they need to go. I use the calendar. And so I'm also good at communicating. Hey, I'm getting ready to go live, everybody. So then people can kind of give me the space. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Replay, hashtag replay. Type it in the chat. Thanks.